This video will look at how a piecewise function can be used in a business setting. Our example will be a graduated utility bill from a local provider, which can often be the town that you are living in. This type of function can be compared to a graduated tax system where people pay a higher and higher percentage of their income in taxes as they make more and more money. Let's go over the specifics for our example, which is going to be the local water supplier. The first piece of information that we have is the fee of $25 that all customers pay just to be connected to the water system. The next piece of information that we need is how much users pay per unit of water, in this case $1.50. Now, a unit of water in this example is equal to 100 gallons. Presently, the limit, or break point, is 60 units per quarter, or 90 days. Last, users are charged $2.50 per unit for every unit of water used above the 60 unit threshold. So let's get started with those users who are careful with their water usage and never go over 60 units in a quarter. We can create this cost function to determine their water use bill, where U is the number of water units used. Let's look at the cost of using no water at all. Here, you essentially pay for the privilege of being connected to the water system, which could be looked at as a fixed fee that would go towards normal maintenance and upkeep. Now let's say I use 50 units of water in a quarter. I would pay $100 every 3 months or a quarter for my water usage, which is actually very close to my real bill. Now let's say that I use 75 units of water. Here's where it gets a little tricky. So I will step you through the calculation slowly. The cost function looks like this. We start with our $25 fixed fee plus $1.50 times 60 units because we still only pay the lower rate of $1.50 for the first 60 units used. We end with what works out to be $2.50 times 15, where 15 is the number of units that we used above our 60 unit limit. Thus, we would end up being billed $152.50 for the total 75 units of water used. Now let's see if we can create an equation for those users that use more than 60 units of water. We start with the following. We know that the middle term has to be 60 if the water used is greater than 60 units. So that works out to be the following. This can be simplified to the total cost of units used as $2.50 times U minus $35. We can summarize this to the following. You may recognize this pattern as it is similar to a page in the U.S. tax booklets. Once again, we can create a table like the one you see here for a range of values of U to give us a guide as to the cost structure. To model this in Excel, we would need to use the if function. This will allow me to have one formula for the total cost of C units in a column and be able to change the parameters of the model without changing any of the Excel formulas. Here's an example of how the if function works. Keep in mind that the key question that the if function addresses is whether the number of units of water is greater than the breakpoint, which is 60 in this case. You can see how the piecewise aspect of this looks by plotting the data. Here you see the kink in the line where the total number of units crosses 60. So why would a water company charge more if you use more water? What about quantity discounts for good customers? Well, in this situation, water should be considered a scarce and precious resource. By charging more, the water company, which again is often owned by the local town or municipality, creates a disincentive for using too much water. The excess fee charge could go to maintaining existing resources and finding new ones, thus creating a long-term sustainable water supply. Water companies and even electric suppliers can also do things like adjusting the breakpoint downward to 40, for example, or even add a second or third breakpoint with even higher rates to penalize the really big users like those people who might have a swimming pool.